Welcome to Counselling and Psychotherapy Principles and Practices. My name is Dr. Bill Naylor. I'm the Programme Leader for this undergraduate degree, assisted by my colleague Amy Poole, Senior Lecturer. All of the lecturers who teach on our programme are highly qualified therapists with many years' experience. As well as teaching the programme content out of working at the University of Derby, all of them are still engaged with private practice and still see clients on a regular basis. All members of staff are accredited and belong to professional regulatory bodies. This, I feel, brings such a vibrant content to the programme, as staff are able to share, anonymously of course, with students real-life case studies in the delivery of our teaching. Past students have commented on how impactful this is and how it helps them to reflect on where they would like to go in their future careers. Why choose the University of Derby? Well, as these figures in front of you show, we are very proud of our achievement. We have been rated gold for teaching excellence, and all staff across the university are very mindful of keeping up this standard, and especially so on this programme. We're top 20 for teaching quality. Over the years as well, we have invested £200 million in our facilities, and you will be aware of this when you enter our classroom environments. And you will see for yourself firsthand the technology that we use. For example, when we teach, we have something called Blackboard that you will have access to as a student at the university. We post all our lectures and teaching materials on Blackboard 48 hours before we teach the seminar, the lecture. This enables students to view the materials, to become familiar about what is going to be taught in the lecture, and also after the lecture you are able to revisit it because we record all of our lectures through something called Panopto. So we aim to provide throughout a high quality teaching experience. Through the Blackboard, which again you'll have access to as soon as you are enrolled, you're also able to access a wealth of journal articles, books that are relevant to your course and to your modules. So this, we feel, has contributed very much to us being in the top 20 for academic experience. Also, within the first 2 weeks of enrolling on our programme, each student will be assigned a personal academic tutor. You will keep this tutor for the 3 years of study on this undergraduate degree. This tutor is your go-to person, in particular and especially for academic support. This personal academic tutor will also be able to signpost you during your time at the university to services that the university offers to support you during your time with us. So, you might already be aware, we try our very best to support you throughout your journey through our programme and during your time at the University of Derby. Why study counselling with us? Well, we came 12th in the Guardian University Guide for counselling subject area for satisfaction with our programme. We came 14th in the Guardian University Guide for satisfaction with our teaching. But we don't remain idle with this. All members of staff on the programme would like to see us move higher. So we're constantly looking at new ways that we can enhance the student learning experience, particularly as well through information technology. As I've said already, we record our lectures. We try to get discussion forums going on the module sites between students. We provide really good module handbooks. We've recently, our programme, out of a survey of 16 other programmes, our programme came number 1 for the clear and transparent information that we provide for students on our programme. Careers. Well, as the slide says we embed a work-ready ethos at the heart of our teaching. So we ensure our students have good placements while they're with us. We often place students at level 5, that's the second year of your programme, in a variety of settings. In particular, you'll be aware, no doubt, of the importance now of mental health in our schools, both primary and secondary. So we have a number of placements within the primary and secondary education. The university also puts on at least 2 volunteer fairs during the academic year, and we encourage our students to visit these stands and to see where they would like to give of their time and where that experience may lead. Some of our students have gone on to be employed by some of these voluntary services. Also, at a level 5 module, we invite guest speakers in who come from the field of counselling and psychotherapy to share their work experience with you, and they stay on after the talks to give guidance and to answer any questions for students of where they might like to go with their future careers. So we embed careers and thinking about careers from the very moment that you enrol in our university. All staff on the programme are proactive in supporting students and signposting them. Over the next couple of slides, you'll see the content that is taught over the 3 academic years. Just like to highlight a few of them. So in year 1, for example, you will study the history of psychological therapies. This is what I call a bedrock module, in that students undertaking this module, which is mandatory, will begin to learn about the theoretical approaches and the various modalities that counselling and psychotherapy operates within. So we will look at cognitive behavioural therapy. Again, some of you may be familiar that this is the main choice of psychological treatment on the National Health Service. We look at the origins of cognitive behavioural therapy, how it was developed, who was the originator. We also look at other popular therapeutic approaches such as person-centred therapy, as developed in the early days by Carl Rogers. So this module really provides you with a good theoretical base of what it is that we practice with, what kind of approaches we use when we work with clients. Again, from year 1, we start to help you to develop yourself, because if our desire is to work with people therapeutically, then we need to work on ourselves. So you'll see there's one module called Human Engagement and Connections. We start getting students to reflect on their own communication styles, their own upbringing, what they perceive their strengths to be, what they perceive they need to work on to enable them to work therapeutically with others. As you progress on to year 2, you again see another human engagement module where again we try to build further on the work that you've done on yourself in year 1. We have a module that continues through the whole year, psychotherapeutic approaches and professional development planning. Again here, this links into the history of psychological therapies, so you'll be looking at the modalities in much more depth. As I said earlier, we'll have guest speakers who work with a particular type of modality. So we have a guest speaker who comes in from child and adolescent mental health services to share their work with children and young people working from a cognitive behavioural perspective. So we try to bring in people from relevant disciplines, not only to share their work, but to give you a taste of careers and what it is you might work towards after this degree. In your 3rd and final year, you will see there a dissertation. Again, we encourage students to pick a relevant topic within the field of counselling and psychotherapy, to go away to research this, to enrich their knowledge about a particular subject that they've chosen, and of course supported by a supervisor. We have some interesting optional modules in your final year. Counselling children and young people is particularly topical at this time. Again, when we're thinking about increasing support for mental health and well-being within our primary and secondary settings. We also have a new module that we've introduced this academic year called Creative Connections, Expressive Therapeutic Techniques for Psychological Growth. This module looks at therapies that aren't necessarily one-to-one clients. So we look at art therapy in a group context. This is particularly important for settings such as prisons, where there's group therapy undertaken to help and enable prisoners to receive rehabilitation. We do take a look at drama therapy. Again, this is a group therapeutic approach. So we feel this gives students a taster of what more there is beside one-to-one client work. So hopefully if you look at each of those modules over the 3 years, you'll see that we are giving you, or our program content is designed to cover both theory and practice in counselling and psychotherapy, giving you a robust foundation for further postgraduate studies in this field, enabling you therefore to become a fully qualified and accredited counsellor and psychotherapist. We're very proud of our student comments, and you'll see 2 there of our most recent graduates who both graduated with a first. And I think what they say about the lecturers and the programme gives you a taste really of our commitment, our teaching commitment on this programme, that we try to deliver, or aim rather to deliver, in a robust fashion an excellent student learning experience, and hopefully as well having fun on the journey too. After this undergraduate degree, you have a wide range of postgraduate options. The University of Derby with Counselling and Psychotherapy has a long history of postgraduate provision, and those are some of the things you might consider that you'd like to move on to enhance further your counselling skills and theoretical knowledge, so as to be able to go out and be a practitioner in the field of counselling and psychotherapy. All of our staff are engaged in research, and I mentioned earlier they're also still engaged in private practice. They are all involved with the professional bodies that govern counselling and psychotherapy and are very active in this area. As you see there, myself, I have been involved and associated with the University of Derby since 1995 as a member of staff, and as a student I completed my master's degree at the University of Derby, and after a couple of years break went on to complete my doctoral studies at the university. I personally have always found the University of Derby a very supportive environment, a friendly environment, and it's noticeable that students and staff engage at a real social level, and yet we are respectful. So you'll be coming in to a very supportive environment, but also I feel to a very happy environment, and we're proud of that. Thank you for listening and for coming on our virtual open day. My contact details are on the university website, so if you have any particular questions that you feel I haven't answered during this presentation, then please feel free to contact me. Thank you for listening.